J. Cole has dropped a new record called Disc 2 Track 2, which is the lead single from his upcoming album, The Fall Off, which is apparently he's been working on for damn near a decade now. The visual was really cool. It was like this reverse chronological narrative where Cole kind of reflects on his life, and obviously the song, he raps it in reverse too, kind of similar to Nas's Rewind in a way. Mm-hmm. But he reflects on his life, career, mortality, and, confirms that the highly anticipated double disc project will officially arrive on February 6th. Excuse me. I have a handful of questions here. The first question I have is, did you guys like the record?
Yeah, I did.
It was cool.
I'm with Byron. It was straight.
It was cool. It was just cool.
Mm.
I've heard it done before, and I heard it done before better.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But that's not to say that it's not good.
Yep.
It's still good, but I've heard it done better.
Yeah.
So
it checked the boxes off. I feel like Cole's a very good check the boxes off artist.
Yeah, he gets straight A's.
Yeah. And like, if that's what you're doing, it was a lot of skipping.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, he skipped a lot of important parts. You know what I mean? Like,
it was a little gimmicky.
And it was a tease.
Yeah.
So if you're going to tease it, give me about you taking that stuff back too.
Mm.
Put that in reverse.
You wanted that to be included.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about that too. But no, I thought the record was. I thought it was good. Like I thought it was a good record. You know what I mean? But I didn't find myself like really enamored by it. I was just like, this is straight.
Yeah, I listened to it about 3 times.
Yeah.
It was a good record.
I was not upset at it at all. I actually first listen, I immediately picked up on the whole rewind homage, and to me it's like, okay, on his second album he had the song I Let Nas Down.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the album that he's supposed to be finishing or wrapping up his rapping career. And he wants to poke back at Nas like, hey, I think I'm doing you right now, so this is what I have and this is what I'm gonna give you. To me it was heavy as for lyrically, and the how he put everything together. Everything rhymed with reverse. Like every sentence on that song, the end, or every bar at the end of every bar rhymed with reverse. So, I mean, that took a lot of thought time, you know what I'm saying, to actually pen something like that. And it just, to me, it made proper sense. And even the visual of it, somebody was breaking down the visual. I can't remember exactly who it was, but it's a lot of stuff that I missed off of there that they made me pay attention to. So like, it's not, if you're looking for like surface level, obviously it's like, okay, it was cool. But I think when you kind of dive into it a little more based on where he's at in his career, to me, I think that gives it a notch above just being a cool or a good song. I thought it was pretty dope.
My biggest thing sometimes with J. Cole, and it's with this record too, like to me, what you just mentioned was the stuff where he's checking the boxes off. It's like, cool, everything rhymes with reverse. Cool, you're checking that you're a really good technical MC. Cool, you're doing it in reverse. You're technical. You're telling the story in the right way. It's technical. Sometimes, like it's like his personality sometimes just doesn't come out in the records as much as I want them to, and I just can't connect to it. And so, like, I just didn't feel him. Like, I just didn't feel the record. It was just kind of like the beat was not bad. It was a good beat, but the beat didn't really do anything for me, and I just couldn't connect with what he was saying. Like, but I feel like everything he wrote, everything he did technically.
And what was there to deep dive to? Like, there was nothing to everything he said was surface level to me. You know what I mean?
I'm saying when you include the video
with the visual.
I think the video was one of the best videos I've seen of late.
Yeah.
See, I didn't see the video.
I was driving, so I couldn't really pay attention to the video.
Video was great. Yeah, it was a great video. Like it really like pushed the record over the top. Like if that's the first time you watch it and you see the video, it's like, okay, cool. It's like coming through it's like walking through this constant box type thing.
Yeah.
And he's like going back
changing.
and he's like, the room keeps changing. He's going back in time. It's executed like flawlessly.
Yeah.
To me, I like the video more than I do the song.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest, but
the same thing when like you hear a song and you go to the strip club and you hear it different.
Yes. Ooh.
Yeah.
So,
but I don't want all the things that I don't want everything to say, like, you know, like that this means that I don't like J. Cole or anything of that nature. It's just sometimes it's just hard for me to like.
You think about so many other things when you're listening to a record, as far as structurally and sonically how it's put together, you know, that I don't want to say you're distracted sometimes from like the lyrics, but you're thinking about the mixing. You're thinking about the production. Is that drum too loud? Like you think, and the thing is now that, you know, I'm a little bit more in tune with your process. Now I hear stuff, I'm like, ugh, like this is way too muddy.
But again, with that being said, like, I think he did everything. I think it was straight. I think it was good. It was just like, I couldn't connect. I couldn't connect outside of that stuff. It was just like, sometimes that's just what it is. That's the difference to me between, like, you know, I think J. Cole's probably, in my opinion, a better MC than Kendrick Lamar, but I can connect with Kendrick a lot more in how he puts his songs
together. His personality.
Yeah.
That was the key right there.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of his records, his personality is not on there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just, they're great songs. And the content is dope. But
I just want a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, I feel that. But as somebody that's always kind of calm and chill, J. Cole doesn't do that to me. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I understand exactly what you're saying, but like, I actually was hip to J. Cole before I was hip to Kendrick.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I've been listening to J. Cole for a long time.
Yeah.
And to hear his growth and to see where he's at now, yeah, he's hitting all the boxes, but as a fan of hip hop, as a fan of MCing, that's what I want him to do. I want him to hit all the boxes, check all the boxes off and whatnot. And you know what I'm saying?
Too.
Keep it dope. And to me, it's dope. He's never been somebody that bored me though. Like a lot of people, that's their whole thing with J. Cole is they say that he's boring.
Yeah.
I'm in a certain mood when I listen to certain artists. Sometimes I just want to hear what you're talking about, ride, reflect, do whatever. So I listen to things differently and for different moments in time. So it's never been something where I've been bored. There's been albums that I was like, that was cool, and maybe didn't go back to it. But I never just wrote him off. Yeah, I never wrote him off. It was some people's favorite album.
Not all his records do that for me. Do that to me. Like, he's kind of hit and miss with that personal, you know, that specific piece. You know,
I know a lot of people didn't care for Forest Hills. And
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I like that record.
And I was like, what do you all, I mean, maybe I was just talking to the wrong group of folks.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, but I was like, what are you all talking about?
Yeah, that sounds like a conversation I had at Coach's one night. Chick said she didn't like Michael Jackson, but that's neither here nor there.
Well,
she ended up having to get up and walk away because we roasted her that bad. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, J. Cole is just one of those MCs. He's a MC's MC.
Sure. At
the end of the day. He's not a lyrical miracle MC. I don't think. You know,
it depends on who you ask.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him in that classification though. I feel like that when he raps, it's more meaningful, but it doesn't come across like that because he's not somebody that's animated when he's rapping. He's just telling you the story. He's not making it switch. Kendrick spit one verse and one tone and switch his whole tone before that verse is over. And then you get a whole different Kendrick on the third verse. You know what I'm saying? He's able to maneuver and transform on a track better than a lot of people can do.
But J. Cole try that shit.
Yeah.
Did they kill Edward?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, even if I compare it to, like, if you listen to Bob Boat, like, like, J. Cole did his thing on that.
Yeah.
But in comparison, like, when I listen to Royce, I never feel that way. I always feel like I'm tapped into Royce from an emotional point of, like, from the stuff that he is saying. Sometimes with J. Cole, it's just, maybe that's just all it is sometimes. Like, cause again, like, I think he checks all the boxes off, but some MCs that just don't, you know, I listen to Fonte. Fonte is an incredible MC, but he's personal. It's like, I feel everything that he's saying.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes I feel like J. Cole and Nas are similar in that way to where, like, they're just incredible MCs and they do everything super well. But sometimes I have a hard time connecting with Nas too on that level. So, which goes back to why people say I don't like Nas, but it's not that.
No, but especially when you talk about Fonte, and once again, maybe it's because I think me and Fonte are roughly the same age. And the things that especially when Charity starts.
I think about 2 years different.
Okay. But I just know when Charity starts at home, you know, he was rapping about, you know, working for a non-for-profit and being defunded. I was like, yeah, been there.
Light at the end of the tunnel is a train.
Yeah. Like, there was a lot of times, especially when I was, you know, deep into corporate America, I definitely felt like that.
Yeah.
You know, and so I've always, you know, and even when he talks about relationships, it's from such a relatable place.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying I've never identified with something that Nas has talked about, but, you know, Nas has always talked about his life as almost from the perspective of somebody who's been a rapper his entire life.
Yeah.
You know, and
I mean,
that is his
kinda
life,
has.
but that is his perspective. And you have to respect that.
Yeah, he kind
You
of
know,
has.
I'd rather for him to talk about, you know, having to work a 9 to 5. I'm like, dog, you've never had a job in your life.
Yeah.
You know, other than being a rapper. That's not a diss.
I think that's why a lot of people that are fans of Coles are fans of Coles, you know what I mean? Because that whole school, like they were coming in their formative years when he was going through that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, Dollar and the Dream, they was all on the same thing.
Yeah, man.
So-
Young Simba.
Yeah. Like a lot of people feel Cole for that reason, and they followed him throughout his career. But, you know, outside of that, I don't really know about I don't know where the connection is.
Well, plus he's also like, and maybe it's part of the times too, because he's a very secretive person. He
Absolutely.
keeps to himself, which I respect a
Like
ton.
I didn't even know he was married until like it was an
Yep.
accident with, I think he was talking to Ryan Coogler, and it was,
They like mentioned it or
and
something.
he was like, hey man, like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, allegedly he has 2 kids.
yeah.
Mhm.
And
So-
you know, he doesn't give us that really, you know, we
I
don't-
respect that.
Yeah.
Keep something to yourself, brother. I
Mhm.
get it.
I respect it, but it's also sometimes it does, I think, makes it a little harder to relate sometimes because you don't really know who this person is.
Mhm.
I
you
think
know?
that was the arc in his situation though, because if you think about,
Like how much
even
can
when
I
he starts rapping about on this last song that came out, he talks about what he was doing prior to being married and having kids,
Right.
and you heard what he was doing then, and then kind of what his focus was changed. Like if you played that song in reverse now, based on how he put it out, it's going to show that his things that he was more interested in changed.
Right.
So like now he doesn't really want to be upfront with you. He's not talking about trying to make the basketball team and I got hoop dreams and things like that no more. He doesn't want to let you in like that.
Yeah. Talk about how he went over there and got your ass toe up.
He ain't talking about losing his virginity and shit no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, why? We don't want to hear that no more. You did that.
But I'm just saying, not that.
I need him to tell me.
Like being personal.
I needed him to tell me about his health and his medicals.
Yeah,
And
you want him to be Fonte.
I want him to. Look, I have this conversation all the time with artists, young artists and young producers and stuff like that. Look, when you make a project, you're not selling the project. You're not selling a genre. You're selling yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what people tap into. And that's the one that, you know, I'm not trying to make this thing harp on J. Cole, but that's the one thing that just kind of, it's hard to connect.